Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, these opportunities, we are from Group 2. We want to presentate about the article that we entitled Functions of Speech Acts in Critical 11 by Ida Ayu Putarindewi, Inyoman Kardana, and Inyoman Mulyana from Universitas Warmadewa, Denpasar, Bali, Indonesia. So before we explain the material, Group 2 consists of Ahmad Rifki, Asmadi and Amalia, and I am Nurfadil Almawardi. So the first material will be explained by me, that is introduction. Next slide, please. Before I explain about speech acts, we have to know about pragmatics and context. What is pragmatics? Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that investigates the ways language is tied to the context in which it is used. It explores how speakers use language to convey meaning beyond the literal interpretation of words and phrases, and how listeners infer meaning based on various contextual factors. And pragmatics also looks at how nonverbal communication, such as facial expression and body language, and the effect of the interpretation of language. In addition, it studies how different people may have different cultural expectation and linguistic norms that can create misunderstandings when communicating with each other. And then overall, pragmatics is crucial for understanding how language functions in everyday life and how it can create efficient and successful communication between people. And then about context, context covers the matters relating to the physical or social environment of an utterance, as well as the background of knowledge that are shared by the speaker and the interlocutor, who help the interlocutor interpret the meaning of the speech. Context is a key component in understanding the meaning of any given communication, whether it is spoken or written. It includes various factors that help the interlocutor decipher the intended message, such as the physical setting, social and cultural norms, and the background knowledge of the speaker and the listener. And then uh, for understanding the context of the communication helps the interlocutor interpret the speaker's attention accurately, which results in effective communication between them. From uh, so one aspect of communication employing the language that serves as a component of pragmatics is speech acts. From Azhari, Priyono, and Nuryadi in 2018, speech acts are related to speakers' performance in saying something. And then from Austin, 1962, speech acts can be divided into three forms. The first one, a locutionary act. The second one, illocutionary act, and the last one, perlocutionary act. What is these three forms? Illocutionary act is refers to the physical act of producing an utterance with its literal meaning and any conventional implications associated with it. For example, the sentence said it's raining outside. That sentence has a locutionary act of stating the fact about the weather. And the second one, illocutionary act, this refers to the intended meaning or force behind the utterance beyond its literal meaning. Uh, Illocutionary acts are the speaker's attentions for communicating a message beyond the actual words used. They may include requests, promises, comments, compliments, apologies, or assertions. For example, if a speaker may say, "Can you pass me the salt?" That sentence with the allocutionary act of making a request. And the last one, perlocutionary act. This refers to the effect achieved by the speaker by producing the utterance on the listener or audience. It is beyond the control of the speaker and may vary from listener to listener due to factors such as age, culture, and emotional state. For example, when a speaker tells a joke, the perlocutionary act is producing louder in the audience. So overall, understanding different types of speech acts can provide insight into the intent, meaning, and potential impact of verbal communication. And then from Searle 1979, speech acts have at least five functions, which are representative, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. For representative, the speaker aims to describe or represent a state of affairs into the world as correctly or incorrectly as possible. For example, stating that the sky is blue. That sentence serves representative function as it aims to describe the world accurately. And the second one, directive. The speakers aims to get the listener to do something in response to their speech. For example, if somebody asking to turn off the lights is the lights that that s- that sentence, for example, is a directive speech act. And the third one, commissive. The speaker commits themselves to doing something in response to what they are saying. For example, would be saying that I pledge to donate my money to the charity. And the fourth one, expressive. The speaker expresses their own psychological state or attitude towards the topic being discussed. For example, would be saying, I'm so happy to see you, or I'm sorry for your loss. And the last one, declarative. The speaker performs a kind of speech act that brings about the state of affairs being described. For example, hearing the words at the end of the wedding ceremony. For example, I now pronounce you husband and wife. The sentence creates a legally recognized a change in the world. Overall, understanding these functions of speech acts can be essential in pragmatic analysis as it enables us to uncover the speaker's attention and purposes behind the words spoken. So, one study from Elviani 2000 that examines the issues around speech act is a study examining the direct and indirect speech acts in the film entitled Indika Cinta by Agus Hartono. Uh, then the present study discussed the types of speech acts that are found in conversational of critical level film actors. At a specific level, this study aims to examine the speech act functions found in the film in question and really reveal the conversational implicators used by the film actors. So that's all the material about introduction from this article. The next material will be explained by Ahmad Rifki.
Okay, thank you for moderator. The next is method. Uh, this study makes use a qualitative research design. The oral data were collected from the conversation of the film actors of Critical 11, which were then transcribed into the written data. Zaim 2014, the data were collected by the CIMAC method and method similar to observation. Okay, using the method, the film Critical 11 was saw first, then observed the researcher to find out whether the conversation that took place contained elements of speech acts. Two, after the conversation is identified, it is then transcribed by writing it down using a laptop. After that, the transcript data was checked again to ensure synchronization in classifying the data according to the actual type of speech act and what was said in the film. Levinson, 1983. Then data is classified according to the type of speech act, locutionary, illocutionary, dan perlocutionary. Furthermore, after the data has been classified in the categorized according to the function of each speech act found. The result of the data analyzed are presented informally or descriptively that is the data presented using the word. I think that's all for me. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Kak Rifki. So the next material will be explained by Kak Asma. Asma, time is yours.
Okay, so according to the result that found on this article used the Levinson theories that classifies speech act functions into 5 types, which are representative, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. And throughout the movies, the researcher found the use of these speech act functions according to the scene or dialogue shown in the movie Critical 11. Okay, so the first speech act is representative, which is a function of speech acts that are the ones that bind the speaker to the truth of what it said. In this article, the researcher found that there is a dialogue like the dialogue where the character of the movie said, Anya has been loved, Anya has only loved you, you know, more than anything. In this specific dialogue, it shown the representative function of the speech act as the dialogue function to testify. The character testify that testify the love by conveying the sentences. Okay, and then the second one is directive. Directive is a speech act intended by speaker so as the speech partner takes an action in accordance with what speaker implies in his or her speech. In this function, the researcher found a dialogue on the movies which said, Anya, I think better to return to Indonesia. And in this dialogue specifically serve the function of directive speech act, as the dialogue is suggesting the meaning of the utterance is to suggest the person to move to Indonesia. So this serve the directive function of the speech acts found in the movie. And then the third one is commissive. Commissive is a speech act that binds the speaker to carry out everything mentioned in his speech. Okay. In this movie, the researcher found that there is a line that said, I will do everything in power to make you happy, I promise. The word promise that the character said serve the commissive function. The function can be seen clearly on the word promise. Okay. And then the last types of speech act is expressive. Expressive is the speech act intended by the speaker so that the speech is interpreted and as an evaluation of the things mentioned in the speech. Oh, sorry, I mean, this is the fourth. And then in this movie, the researcher found that there is a dialogue that say mungkin dulu kalau kamu nggak terlalu sibuk, Aiden masih hidup. In this dialogue, it served the expressive function of blame. The character used the speech to blame the other character for taking too much work and to put the blame on one character by using specific utterance. And then the last type is declarative. In this movie, the researcher also found this type of speech act, which is found on the dialogue. Now you can't go anywhere, which this dialogue serve as a declarative function of prohibiting. So in declarative function, prohibiting is one of the types of declarative. And in this movie, the character shows how to prohibit the other character from going to work. And then the declarative function prohibits the speech from functioning properly because, and then the dialogue follows the ban. Okay. So as the conclusion, there are 5 types of speech act function in this study, namely representative function, directive function, commissive function, expressive function, and declarative function. The representative function found, for example, function to witness, acknowledge, and declare. The directive function found include suggesting, asking, and urging. And commissive function found include expressing abilities and promises. Expressive function found include blame, praise, and congratulations, and declarative function are found such as forbid function. Okay, I think that's all from me. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for the bright explanation. So explain that's all the explanation about this article. We hope that the article we explained provide useful insight. Thank you for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.